Alright, animal lovers, let's talk about one of the wildest what-if matchups in the animal kingdom. Imagine this: on one side, you've got the tiger, a stealthy, 500-pound ninja with knives for claws and a bite that could crack bone. On the other side, the Asian elephant, a 6,000-pound tank with tusks like spears and skin so tough it laughs at thorns, claws, and most predators. It's like asking, what happens if a Formula One race car tries to take on a bulldozer? Speed and precision versus sheer size and unstoppable force. Now, I know what you're thinking. These two animals don't usually cross paths, and when they do, it's more like a you go your way, I'll go mine situation. But hey, we're here for a fun thought experiment. And I've gotta admit, as someone who's spent years observing wildlife in the field, I've always wondered who would come out on top if these two titans were forced into a one-on-one showdown. So today, we're breaking it down by size, speed, weaponry, and raw survival instincts to answer the big question. If it ever came down to a battle between tiger and elephant, who walks away and who becomes lunch? Let's dive into the wild. 1. Size and defense: the gentle giant versus the jungle assassin. Let's kick things off with the tail of the tape. In one corner, we've got the Asian elephant, basically the SUV of the animal world, if SUVs weighed 6,000 pounds and had tusks. Standing up to 10 feet tall at the shoulder and rocking skin that's nearly an inch thick, this big guy is built like a medieval fortress. Claws, teeth, even a tiger's bite. It's like throwing a tennis ball at a brick wall. That thick hide and massive frame make the elephant one of the toughest animals on the planet to bring down. And in the other corner, say hello to the Bengal tiger. At around 500 pounds and nearly 10 feet long from nose to tail, this cat is lean, mean, and all muscle. Think NFL linebacker crossed with a ninja. But here's the catch: that sleek, muscular body comes wrapped in much thinner skin and fur. Which means if the elephant lands a stomp or a swing of its head, the tiger's gonna feel it in a very bad way. Now don't get me wrong, tigers are no joke. But when it comes to pure size and damage resistance, the elephant wins this round hands down. It's like comparing a tank to a sports car. One might be quicker, but only one can roll through a brick wall and keep going. 2. Speed and agility: the bulldozer versus the ninja. Alright, let's talk movement. Imagine trying to do ballet in steel-toed boots. That's kind of what it's like when an elephant runs. Sure, they can hit 15 miles per hour, which is impressive for something that weighs more than a pickup truck, but when it comes to turning or reacting on the fly, they're a little like a cruise ship trying to make a U-turn in a swimming pool. Now picture the Bengal tiger. This cat moves like it's straight out of an action movie. Top speed, around 40 miles per hour. Leaping ability: it can jump nearly 30 feet in a single bound. Trees, no problem. Steep slopes, easy. A tiger in the forest is like a ghost with claws. It's there, it strikes, and it's gone before you even know what hit you. In tight, cluttered terrain like jungles or forests, this agility gives the tiger a massive edge. It's not about brute force here, it's about hit-and-run tactics, ambushes, and staying just out of reach. The elephant might pack a punch, but the tiger can dance around it all day. So in the battle of speed and flexibility, give the gold medal to the tiger. If this were a boxing match, the elephant would be the heavyweight slugger and the tiger would be Muhammad Ali, float like a butterfly, strike like a tiger. 3. Weapons and combat skills: nature's tank versus the silent assassin. Now we're getting into the good stuff. Who's bringing the heat to this fight? First up, the elephant. This beast is basically a living bulldozer with knives attached to its face. Those tusks can rip through trees like butter, and if it charges or stomps on something, that's game over. One well-placed smash from a 6-ton body and even the toughest predator is pancake material. But here's the catch: elephants don't fight to kill. They're not hunters, they're defenders. Think of them like the bouncers of the jungle. Big, intimidating, and they only throw down when someone picks the wrong fight. Now let's talk tiger. This cat isn't just a predator, it's a precision instrument of death. Sharp claws, slicing teeth, and a bite force that can crack bones at around 1,000 psi. Tigers go for the kill zones, the neck, the spine, right where it hurts. And they don't do team-ups. These lone wolves stalk, pounce, and finish the job with terrifying efficiency. In terms of raw combat skill, the tiger takes the crown. It's got the moves, the instincts, and the killer aim. But, and this is a big but, one misstep, 1 second too slow, and the elephant turns that tiger into jungle jam. Bottom line. The tiger has the finesse and the finishing moves, but the elephant has the raw power to end the match in one colossal stomp. High risk, high reward. 4. Final verdict, power versus precision in the ultimate jungle showdown. Alright folks, let's bring this beastly battle to a close. If this throwdown goes down in a tight, tangled forest full of trees, roots, and obstacles, the tiger has the upper paw. It can weave, dodge, sneak through shadows, and use its ambush tactics like a furry ninja. Think hit and run warfare. A slash here, a bite there, then back into the brush before the elephant can even say, "Hey, what was that?" But if the fight breaks out in open terrain, it's a whole different ball game. That's the elephant's turf. With more room to turn, charge, and throw its weight around, the tiger's agility advantage starts to fade. The moment that big guy gets a clean shot, it's lights out for the striped assassin. Here's the wild truth: the elephant is like a tank. It can take hit after hit and keep coming. The tiger, it's more like a fighter jet, fast, deadly, but not built to take a beating. One wrong move, one slip-up, and that tiger is a footnote under a 6-ton stomp. So who wins? Well, in a fair fight, the elephant's size, strength, and endurance make it the likely survivor. But if the tiger plays it smart and finds the right moment to strike, say, a perfectly placed bite to the neck, then maybe, just maybe, David takes down Goliath. Personally, I wouldn't bet against the elephant, but I'd pay good money to watch that tiger try. Quick takeaway: brains, brawn, and the beauty of the beast. The Bengal tiger is a sleek, silent assassin, fast, fierce, and built for the kill, but the Asian elephant, that's the heavyweight champ of the animal kingdom, a walking fortress with a defense system nature basically put on cheat mode. In a fair one-on-one showdown, the smart money's on the elephant. Its massive size, thick hide, and raw power make it nearly unstoppable. The tiger would need a miracle, or a perfectly placed bite to the throat, to tip the scales. Personally, I love a good underdog story, but let's be real. Unless the tiger pulls off the move of a lifetime, the elephant's walking away the winner, and probably wondering what that little scratch on its leg was. Which one is more dangerous to humans? Spoiler alert, you're more likely to run into a tiger in a nightmare than you are in real life, but let's break it down. Tigers are stealthy, powerful, and absolutely capable of taking down large prey, including humans, in rare cases. Throughout history, especially in parts of India and Southeast Asia, there have been documented man-eaters. Some tigers, due to injury or desperation, have turned to humans as an easier meal. It's rare, but when it happens, it's terrifying. One infamous tigress in India was blamed for over 400 deaths in the early 1900s. That's not a typo. 400. Elephants, on the other hand, don't hunt people, but don't let that calm demeanor fool you. When provoked, or during the hormonal rage mode for males, they can be dangerously aggressive. In fact, wild elephants kill around 100 to 500 people per year worldwide, often by trampling. That's more than sharks, lions, and even snakes in some regions. And once they charge, there's no outrunning a 6-ton tank with tusks. So who wins the danger to humans trophy? If we're talking calculated, stealth attacks, the tiger is the apex assassin. If we're talking raw destruction and unpredictable power, the elephant is the wrecking ball. Either way, both deserve space, respect, and zero selfies up close. As I always say, admire from afar. You don't want to end up as part of a cautionary tale on National Geographic. Should you keep a tiger or an elephant as a pet? Let's get real. No matter how much you love big animals, neither tigers nor elephants make good pets. Think of it like trying to keep a lion in your living room or a whale in your bathtub. Just not happening. Tigers are wild predators with instincts sharper than your morning coffee. They need huge territories, specialized diets, and mental stimulation that even the best zoos struggle to provide. Plus, they're strong, fast, and downright dangerous. A tiger in your backyard, that's a recipe for a disaster and probably some very unhappy neighbors. Elephants are gentle giants, but they're still giant. They require acres of space, tons of food, think hundreds of pounds daily, and social interaction with their herd to stay happy. Keeping an elephant as a pet is like trying to host a moving mountain in your backyard. Not to mention the ethical issues. Elephants belong in the wild or in well-managed sanctuaries, not chained up in someone's garage. So here's my expert advice: admire these incredible creatures from afar. Support conservation efforts instead of trying to keep a slice of the wild in your living room. Trust me, both you and the animal will be a lot happier that way. Hey everyone, if you enjoyed this wild showdown between the tiger and the elephant, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more awesome animal battles and nature facts. Also, I want to hear from you. Who do you think would win in a real fight? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's get the conversation roaring.